Hello everyone. Have you ever seen expression like x squared plus 5x plus 6 and ever wondered that how to break this down into factors? So today we are going to learn how to factorize quadratics from easy peasy to the most tricky ones. So without wasting time any further, let's do some math. Factorize topics of IGCSE mathematics. So first we'll see what is quadratic expression. The general form of quadratic expression, if you want to write it here, the general form is ax square plus bx plus c, where a, b and c are the integers. A, b and c are integers. A, b and c are integers. And a is the coefficient of x square, b is the coefficient of x, and c is the constant term. With this, let's start factorizing quadratic expressions. Starting with the first question, x square plus 6x plus 8. First thing that we have to understand, there are two types of factorizing quadratic expression questions. First one is when the coefficient of x square is 1. So now you can see in question number 1 and 2, the coefficient of x square, which is the value of a, is 1. What is a? Ax square plus bx plus c, where a is the coefficient of x square. So in all of these cases, the coefficient of x square is 1. So in this case, we have an easy approach which we can learn to find the factors of the given quadratic expressions. So let's check. First thing that we have to do is we have to make two brackets like this and write down x and x here, because x multiplied by x is going to give you x squared directly. But what to write here? So for that, you just check the integer term or the constant term, which is 8. List down all the possible factors of 8. So the possible factors of 8 is 1 and 8, then 2 and 4. You have to find the best possible combination which can be used here. We have to check the product of these two numbers should be equals to 8, and if you add these two numbers, you should get the middle term, which is 6. That means 1 and 8 is not possible, because if you use 1 and 8, 8 into 1 is 8, but if you add or subtract, you will not get 6. You are not going to get 6 if you add or subtract. Hence, we can use 2 and 4, because 2 and 4 satisfy both the conditions. If you multiply 4 into 2, you will get 8. If you add 4 plus 2, 4 and 2, you will get 6. Hence, 4 and 2 can be used. Both 4 and 2 are positive, hence x plus 4 and x plus 2 are the factors, the two factors of the given quadratic expression, which is x squared plus 6x plus 8. Similarly, with the same approach, we will check for the second one as well. It says factorize x square plus 5x plus 6. What we have to do, we directly have to check the possible factors of the integer term, which is the constant 6. So it is going to be 1 and 6, 2 and 3. So let's check. Again, I'll write x here and x here. And now I have to check whether I can use 1 and 6 or 2 and 3. Now if I use 1 and 6, so 1 into 6 is 6, which is possible. But what about 5? If I use 6 plus negative 1, I will get 5 here, but I cannot use 6 and 1, because see, here we are using positive 1, here we are using negative 1, and that is how we are getting 5. So that is not possible. If we are writing 1 positive, we have to write 1 positive in both case, or 1 negative then 1 negative in both case. That means this is not possible, because if we are using negative 1, that's how we are getting 5. 6 plus negative 1 is 5. That means we have to use negative 1 in both the cases. So if we use negative 1 multiplied by 6, we'll get negative 6, which is not the case. We don't need negative 6, we need positive 6. So let's check with 2 and 3. So if we multiply 2 and 3, we will get 6. If we add 2 and 3, we will get 5. That means we can use positive 2 and positive 3. So x plus 2 and x plus 3 are the factors x square quadratic expression x square plus 6x plus 5. This is how we are going to solve a lot of questions. So if you don't have your pen and paper with you right now, please bring it and solve along so that you can check whether you are understanding or not, and you will also learn it. Question number 3, x square plus 9x plus 20. So now again, this is 20. So find the factors of 20, 1 and 20, 2 and 10, then 4 and 5. Now we can clearly see that we can get 9 only using 4 and 5 or other possible combination. Right? X plus 4 and x plus 5. Everything is positive. 4 into 5 is 20 and 4 plus 5 is 9. Let's check the fourth one. Now we have x square plus 10x plus 9. So x I'll write here, and here I'll write x again. Now I have to check the factors of 9. Factors of 9 is going to be 1 and 9, and then and 3 we can say, but we can use 1 and 9 directly, because only 1 and 9 is going to give us 9 multiplied by 1 is 9 and 9 plus 1 is 10. So 1 and 9 both positive, so x plus 1 and x plus 9. So this is the answer. Let's check question number 5 now. Question number 5, we have x square minus 7x plus 12. Now this question is different from all the previous questions. Whatever we solved till now, the middle term or the constant term, all were positive. Now in this question, the middle term is negative. If we see question number 5 closely, the middle term is negative and the constant term is 12. So we'll see which number to take positive and which number to take negative. So first list down the factors of 12. So factors of 12 will be 1 and 12, 2 and 6, and 3 and 4. So 1 and 12 we cannot take, because if you add and subtract you will not get 7. 6 and 2 you cannot take again, because if you multiply you will get 12, but if you add and subtract you will not get 7. So the only possibility is 3 and 4. But which one to take positive and which one to take negative, that is what we have to decide over here. Or do we have to take both negative? See, we want negative 7. Negative 7 is only possible if we add negative 3 with negative 4. We will get negative 7. That means we have to multiply negative 3 with negative 4 to get positive 12. That means we have to use minus 3 and minus 4. So x minus 3 and x minus 4, and that's the answer. I hope this is clear to everyone. You can pause the video right now. You can try question number 6 by yourself, and then you can come back again here and check your answer. Take your time, try to solve it. So next one is question number 6, x square minus 2x minus 24. So this time we have negative 24. List down factors of 24, that is 1 and 24, 2 and 3 and 8. So now we can see which one we can use. We need 2 here, and how is that possible? What about any other combination? 4 and 6. 6 into 4 is 24. That means the only combination is 6 and 4 which is possible. So now we can check. We can take negative 6 plus 4 to get negative 2, and negative 6 multiplied by 4 to get negative 24. That means negative 6 and 4. So x minus 6 and x plus 4 is the answer, are the factors of the given quadratic expression. So this is how we check. I hope the audio is clear. Let's move on to question number 7. X square minus 6x minus 27. So let's check quickly. We need negative 27 as the product of two factors. So 27. So 1 and 27, 3 and 9. So 9 and 3 is possible, because if you subtract 3 from 9 you will get 6, but we want negative 6. So negative 9 plus 3 will give you negative 6. So negative 9 into 3 will give you negative 27. That means we can use minus 9 and positive 3. So x minus 9 and x plus 3 are the answers. Factors of the quadratic expression. Let's check question number 8. X square plus 5x minus 24. So again we need negative 24. List down the factors. 1 and 24, 2 and 12. Make sure you get 5. So 3 and 8. So we don't need to move further because 3 and 8 will give you 5. 8 minus 3 is 5. So we can write 8 minus 3, that will give us 5. 8 multiplied by minus 3, which will give us negative 24. So we can use 8 and negative 3. So x plus 8 and x negative 3, and that will be the answer. Let's move on to the next question. Now this is another case. This is second case where the coefficient of x square is greater than or lesser than 1. We can clearly see that in question number 9 and 10 we have coefficient of x square as 2 and 2 here as well. So here the approach will change. Now we cannot take x directly here like this and we can just add and subtract the values. Here we have to take another approach which is similar to the previous one, but we have to understand a few things here. We know that the coefficient of x square is a, coefficient of x is b, and the constant term is c. What we have to do here, to find the number, we have to multiply a with c. What is a here? A is 2 and c is negative 6. So multiply 2 and negative 6. So you will get 12. Now list down all the factors of negative 12. So 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. Now using these factors, if you multiply the two numbers, you should get negative 12. And if you add the two numbers, you should get the middle term, just like the previous case. So we can use 3 and 4 here because 3 into 4 is 12 and only 3 and 4 can give us 1. So 4 minus 3 will give me 1, which is the middle term, 1x, and 4 multiplied by minus 3 will be negative 12. Hence I can use 4 and negative 3, but I cannot write 4 and negative 3 directly. This method is also known as middle term split method. Middle term split method, because with this what we are doing, we are splitting the middle term. We have to write first term as it is 2x square, but this x we have to write it as now 4x and minus 3x, because we have figured out that 4 and negative 3 are satisfying both the conditions. So 4x minus 3x and minus 6. Now from here we have to take common from first two term and last two term. So from first two term we can clearly see, we can take common. So we can take 2x common and we can write x plus 2 here, and from the last two term we can take negative 3 common and x plus 2 again. This x plus 2 and this x plus 2, which is written inside the bracket, will always be same, exactly the same, no difference at all. That means, and if it is not same, that means we have done some error either in selecting the numbers or selecting the signs, either positive 4 and negative 3 by any chance, if we have taken negative 3 and negative 4, or positive 3 and negative 4, something like that. So make sure this is perfect like this, because then only you will be able to take x plus 2 common, and the remaining term you have to write like this, 2x minus 3, and this will be the factor of this quadratic expression. Similarly, we can solve question number 10 now. You can pause the video here and you can solve question number 10 and come back again and check your answer. So let's check again. 2 and 4, 8, and we have to check the factors of 8. So 1 and 8, 2 and 4. So definitely 1 and 8, because 1 and 8 will give us 9. Only 1 and 8 can give us 9 here. And we need negative 9. That means negative 8 plus negative 1, that will give us negative 9. and negative 8 multiplied by negative 1, that will give us 8, positive 8, because we need positive 8, this one. Just like in the previous case, we checked for positive 1, which is the middle term, and negative 12, which is the product of A and C, this negative 12. Similarly, we have to check this 8 and the middle term, which is negative 9. So negative 9 and 8. So now again, we'll split the middle term with negative 8 and negative 1. So we can write it as 2x squared minus 8x minus x plus 4. And from here, we can take common from first two term and last two term. So we can write it as 2x and x minus 4 minus 1 common, and again x minus 4. Again x minus 4 is common, and remaining 2x minus 1. And these are the factors x minus 4 and 2x minus 1 of the given quadratic expression. Let's check. You can try these questions and then definitely you can come back again and check your answers. So we have 3x squared plus 10x minus 8, multiply 3 with negative 8, so we'll get negative 24. Find the factors 1 and 24, 2 and 12. So can we use 2 and 12? Yes, because 12 minus 2 will give us 10, which is the middle term, and 12 multiplied by negative 2 will also give us negative 24, which is required. So now we can write 3x squared plus 12x minus 2x minus 8. From here, take 3x common. We can write x plus 4, and here minus 2, and then x plus 4, and x plus 4 is common here, and we can write as 3x minus 2. So this is the answer. You can check the last question as well. 8x squared plus 10x minus 3. So again 8 into negative 3, negative 24, and middle term we want 10, just like previous question. That means we can again take the same values, 12 and negative 2. So we can write it as 8x squared plus 12x minus 2x minus 3. From 8x squared plus 12x, we can take 4x common, and we can write 2x plus 3 and minus 1, again 2x plus 3. So from here we can take 2x plus 3 common, and 4x minus 1, this and this are the remaining terms, and this is the final answer. With this, we are done with expanding and factorizing quadratic expressions. If you have any doubts, you can write it in the comment section. That's all for today's video. Bye everyone.